Good afternoon. Happy Thanksgiving to you. Are you coping? Are you handling the pressure of these special occasions? I'm Natasha Hall, sitting in for Barry on the Barry Morgan Show right here on CJAD 800. If you have something to say about the holidays and how it makes you feel or how you handle it, 514-790-0800. You can always text us too at 514-800. Because, I think a lot of people, if you haven't already had company over this weekend, you might be having some family, some friends over for Thanksgiving dinner. And inevitably, that gets kind of stressful. There can be some family tension that mounts. Sometimes it's the little things, sometimes it's big blowouts. How can you diffuse these situations when the inevitable happens, when the tension mounts? I'm joined now by Veronica Sites. She is a counselor in Dallas. Hey, Veronica.
Hi, Natasha. How are you?
I'm great. How are you doing?
Fantastic. Thank you.
So it's not Thanksgiving for you. So you're not dealing with any of this today, family tension.
Not today, but it's on the horizon.
It's on, and Thanksgiving in the States is actually an even bigger deal than it is here in Canada and in Quebec in particular. So what are some coping skills? What do we do when it starts? And, sometimes it starts small and it builds. How do you just diffuse it right from day one?
One of the it's a simple thing we just forget. If we think about what is the result of how I want the day to go or the event or the time together to be, normally the goal is not tension. It's more like we're tiptoeing around the big elephants or the tension that exists.
Yeah.
And taking responsibility rather than looking for who we're going to blame when something blows up is huge, and it's often the oversight that we think or that we fail to think of how much control we render to somebody else when we start blaming. We're giving them complete power and the identity of saying, you know what, you are the one who has more control over me because I let you, as opposed to taking responsibility.
Oh, my God. I'm so thinking of Trump last night, of course. And I bet that will be a subject that comes up over dinner tonight and will cause tensions to mount. People will be debating about that. I like that. So own it.
Own it. Take the responsibility. Remember that we have mental and emotional real estate, and predetermine before you engage in a conversation, because debates can and will happen. The determination is within yourself, is how far am I willing to take it, and where am I willing to draw the line and go, okay, y'all go ahead and bicker, but I'm going to sleep well tonight because I didn't jump into the dog pile of a fight. I recognize that we can come to a place of agreeing to disagree, and I will be okay with it.
And
sometimes we let the emotions take over.
I think often we let the emotions take over, or maybe a little bit too much wine takes over. Maybe old situations, old tensions come back. How do you handle the relative that is always the problem, that always has a bit too much to drink, that always stirs up the old stuff that nobody wants to bring back?
Well, and when loose lips sink ships, and that's relationships. I mean, when there's, insobriety, whether it is, because a little bit of drinking too much or the emotions are out of control, can elicit the same type of unclear thinking we just spout off at the mouth, is remember that it's this conversation, this person at this time. What are the goals that I want today? Because I can't go back and undo what is or may come to the conversation now, but I can take control over myself in this conversation with this person, knowing what the tendencies are.
I like that. What if there's a particular beef that exists between two siblings or, somebody who's coming over, and that beef exists and they're going to bring that into your house, and you're trying to host a big, nice dinner. You've gone to all this trouble. And they are going to bring that tension there. Can you just circumvent it? Can you cut it off at the door?
You can. You actually can. Welcome them into your home, and just remember, again, it's this person this time for this event. So I'm going to choose that today is a new day. I welcome you today. And hey, listen, let's agree to be in the moment. Whatever else has been, not that it didn't exist, but I want today to go differently and express unconditional love, which is a challenge. Again, it's the individual has to take responsibility and control to navigate their portion of it, because you have to remember that the other person is coming in with the same anxieties or anticipation.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we can only control ourselves.
I really, truly love what you said about, it's so true that we can only control ourselves. And I love what you said about taking ownership of it. Just own it. I'm talking to Veronica Sites. She's in Dallas, a counselor. Thank you so much for giving me a little bit of your time and helping us deal with the stresses that can come with Thanksgiving.
Well, thank you, Natasha. May your Thanksgiving be happy.
Thank you. And same to you when yours comes, because you're in Dallas when yours comes in November. All the best to you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Veronica. So this is CJAD 800, the Barry Morgan Show. I'm Natasha Hall sitting in today. I hope you are having a